While everyone panicked sold, the whales were quietly buying, and somebody always knows.
Yeah. And this place, look, I know a lot of folks are panicking out there because we're retesting that 60K again. We could go a little bit lower, 58 to 60 is what I've been calling for. Yes, I did think it could actually bounce earlier and higher. I'm not too bearish. I'm not the one calling for 30s or 40s. In fact, I think high 50s, right? 58K. In an extreme scenario, if the SP 500 starts pulling back as well, we could get to 55. But I think we're somewhere near bottom now. We're testing and trying to make that bottom now. And it's actually buying volume. There's a lot of panic because it ended up back to almost where the day began at 63.4K. 63.9K. They started dumping, and then basically it bounced back up. And basically there's lots of volume here, lots of volume. They bought a lot of Bitcoin and pushed it back up, right? So this is actually not a bad day. It's actually a buying day, and it's heavy volume buying day. That means some whales, right, or lots of retail, but in reality, I think retail are dumping, afraid it's going to 40, 30K, but some whales are actually stepping in to buy. That's a clear signal here. There's something I'm going to show you in charting that's called a double or triple bottoming hammer. Some folks call it bottoming tail, some folks call it bottoming hammer, but the idea is basically this. If you have two of these in a row, like yesterday and today, if you have these bottoming tails, bottoming hammers, two of them in a row is more powerful than one. And if you have three of them in a row, that's even better, right? What could play out is if we get a push up and we get two bottoming tails in a row. Now we can see how powerful these bottoming or topping tails are, right? Let me just take off the volume for close the volume for just 1 second so we can see it better. So here, the top of this move at 83K was a topping tail. It's not the most obvious topping tail, but it is a topping tail, right? Here is another small topping tail, right? Small topping tail. And so let's see. Let me show you another one. Here's a topping tail. We just had a quick short reversal. And here is an obvious bottoming tail. And from here, Bitcoin bottomed, right? And that's kind of where I took my position after seeing that bottoming tail. So where is my Bitcoin position? See here. After seeing that one and that one, I thought, okay, we're not going to go down below 65. So I took my position around here and then sold around here. And I told folks I was getting out. I was happy with the bounce to 83, although I was aiming for 84, 85K, but I was happy with the bounce to 83. So now the situation is that we could get a double bottoming tail here. As long as we don't close below 61K, for today, for the Friday, that should be good because then the bottoming tail still holds. And especially what would be even better if we get two double bottoming tails in a row, which means, I'll say it again, very important pattern to look out for, high volume up here, blue line is the average, high volume, and basically for price to push up here. We could even get a triple bottom, right? The probability of there being a bottom when you see a triple bottoming hammer or triple bottoming tail is as good as 90%, right? Tether is secretly printing Tether or somebody's buying right before the final drop and bottom to buy, right? Somebody always knows, right? Here again, it's happening, right? Market is dropping. People are giving up. Right, dropping to 60K, people are selling that USDT, redeeming the USDT, bringing US dollars back, right? They're holding cash, holding fiat, holding US dollars, and selling the USDT. And then suddenly somebody sees bottoming opportunity coming. Suddenly somebody starts printing USDT. Either is Tether or some whale is buying it. Some whale is getting in. This is about a $5 billion getting ready to buy. Boom, on this drop. That's why we see the huge buying volume. That's why we see this big volume candle.
Pablo already took a position off the back of this, but he's not showing his exact entry, his size, or the level that proves him wrong out here. That's inside the community. If the whales are quietly buying this bottom, you want to see exactly where Pablo is buying it too. Links in the description and pinned in the comments.